Great. Hello, everyone. Thanks a lot for sticking around. I hope you still have a little bit of space in your brain left for some fascinating parasites. I will tell you a bit about African trypanosomes and why they are the masters of disguise and how parasites evade our immune system. So African trypanosomes, they cause sleeping sickness, which causes these symptoms that you can see here. There's two stages to this disease. It occurs in Sub-Saharan Africa. The first stage is where the parasites sit in the blood and they infect your blood. Then they move to the central nervous system, including the brain, which is where they cause a reverse sleep cycle, which is why it's called sleeping sickness. So sleeping sickness causes quite a lot of disability. It doesn't cause that many deaths anymore, but the economic burden is enormous. And this is because it infects people themselves, causing them not to be able to work and those kind of things, but also it can infect livestock. And a lot of people in Sub-Saharan Africa are really dependent on the livestock for their livelihood. So it's a really big problem in Sub-Saharan Africa. Now a bit about the parasite. So the parasite is a single cell. And it swims freely through the bloodstream, which is unusual because many parasites, they will hide inside our host cells to be able to hide from the immune system, but this parasite's not particularly scared of our defenses. It wears a protein coat, so there's one type of protein that they have all around their surface, and that gets recognized by immune cells. Then immune cells get this massive response, and that kills the parasite. So far, so good. However, in your body, there is a big population of these single cells of all these parasites, and some of them will wear a slightly different coat from others. So your immune system kicks in, it will start killing, in this case, the orange coat parasites, and the blue ones remain, and they build up a new population, and one of these parasites will switch again, and then you have the same story over and over. So the parasite remains in your blood, and it doesn't actually get cleared. Now, these parasites, they have over 2,500 genes for these different coats. So it's like a recipe for a different coat. So to understand why they only wear one when they have 2,500 options and why they don't mix them around, how they switch from one to another, we need to understand what happens in a cell. So you have the DNA, which you can see as a recipe book, and you have a copy of a recipe, which is the mRNA, and then you make the cake out of that. So that's the protein. A bit of biology 101 again for you guys. How is only one of these genes expressed and made into this code, and why they're not multiple, and those kind of things? That's what we're trying to find out. How do they switch from one to another? So in a normal situation, you have all these different genes, and only one of them is on, and the other ones are off. And in the 20 years since we've been researching this specific process in these parasites, only 3 proteins have been found to affect this on and off of these genes. One of them is ESB1, and if you take that away, it can't express this protein anymore, and there's no coat, and the parasite dies because it needs to have this coat. There's VEX1 and VEX2, and they exclude the other genes from being on. So if you take those away, then the other genes get put on. And this also has a fitness cost to the parasite, but it also makes it incredibly easy for the immune system to target these parasites because they will be showing their whole library to the immune system. So in our research, since 20 years that we've been researching this, we found 3 new proteins. And we've been trying to research them, see what they do and how they affect this on and off of the genes and the ability of the parasite to evade the immune system. So when we take these proteins away, it kills the parasite, but it doesn't change the on and off of these specific genes, though it does of others, but we're still researching this. And why would we even study this? Because we know that when we disrupt this gene regulation, we can get rid of the parasite, so the immune system can clear the parasite out, and it dies if it's too dysregulated. So to design drugs is the easy answer, so we would like to be able to treat these diseases, although there are some treatments available thus far. And also we really want to understand what even happens in a cell, how does gene regulation take place. We know quite a lot about this already. It's way more complicated than you see there, but there's still many questions to be answered. And I just want to thank these people.